There we go, so we've got a tall housing unit in now, all ready. We just had to jump onto that because the electrician wants to come and he wants to do everything today. So all I need to do now is that I'm just going to put a shelf there, which is 900 from there, because the double oven needs 900. And then whatever gap that is, we'll have a filler, door will go on. As easy as that. Draw pack in there at bottom. Comes in and out. Beautiful. Very easy. Quick. Glued them backs on, put a bracket on there so the back can't drop down. Glued it on at bottom. And there you go. At this stage I've just put microwave in just to make sure that it's all going to fit nicely. That's 900 for my cooker. My cooker will just go in, drawer box will go on, top drawer will go on, and then here they send you like a little fillet, but what I do is I'll go down and I'll get one of the chrome trims to go on there instead with the vents in them. They just look nicer, tidier. But in Britain there's a massive shortage on appliances, and this economy it's just going down. But it's like every economy in Britain. In Britain, in America, every country is the same. Because of the COVID and all the restrictions and the lockdown, everything is on shortage. Now the appliances are on shortage, it's a nightmare. You try to get hold of a fridge freezer now, you've got 6 month waiting time. They are absolutely nightmare. The only stuff what are in, what's in stock, and that's not going to last, which it ain't lasting. I went down for an integrated dryer, 6 months yesterday. 6 months. So we're adapting and we're putting something else in. But the appliance, everything seems to be going against us on this job. The fridge is opening the wrong way, so we need to swap all that round. We need to set all that up. It's easy with this. These units are quite easy. Just pop that shelf out, unscrew that, we'll lift that up to there, then that shelf will just drop in, that fridge will just drop out. But before, I'll take the doors off, before I put the fridge in, and because I have to swap them round, I'll just leave the doors off until I get the fridge in, and it'll just make it easier that way. That's it. When I'm fitting these, I love these sinks. This is a Frankie sink. They're always nice and sturdy, they're solid. You don't have no stupid rubber trim round there. What you do with these is, once you draw around it, you mark off your wall. Never ever mark off the wall. Always hook your tape onto the worktop and then measure off the worktop. Because if that wall goes in and out, your sink will be going in and out. So make sure you measure it properly. Whatever gap you need from back. When I send it and I look at it like that, and I see, yes, beautiful, beautiful, that's going to go. So that's going to fit lovely. But with these sinks, all you do is you draw around them, 10 mil in, draw another line inside, and I'm going to drop your circular in, and I'm going to cut it out, and then all you do with this is plenty of silicone, nice fat bead of silicone all the way around the edge, which I'm going to show you this, all the way around the edge, and then you drop this sink in, and then you drop them in, and because it's such a good sink and sturdy, the clips push against the side, and when you push it in, it stops it from getting in. Once they go in, they never come out though. So you've got to make sure you get it right first. Don't put your silicone on until you've tested it gently. Never push it down, otherwise you won't get it out. But you need to make sure that this sink's going. You see there's some lugs on it. Now if you haven't cut it properly, that lug will stop it from going down, and then you're going to struggle, and then you're going to get silicone all over, and it's going to look a mess. So make sure that lug goes in, this lug goes in, and make sure that you just don't cut it too wide. It only wants to be 10 mil, and then it'll fit in beautiful, like that. So now I've marked it, I'm going to take it off, and this is what I mean by you go in 10 mil. You just get your tape measure, mark 10 mil, 10 mil, and then I just use the sink. I slide the sink back. So the sink 10mm, and then for this side, just measure 10mm there, 10mm there, beautiful, and then you can do 2 corners at once. And then all I do is I move it this side, 10mm from that side, and then I'll do the same. But what I'm doing for my channel is, I'm not telling you you have to do stuff this way. All I'm doing is showing you how I fit. But I've been fitting for over 20 years. So it's belts and braces for me, to be honest. I do it this way. I've always done it this way. I get plenty of work. Soul off recommends. So the job that I do is bang on. It has to be bang on, otherwise I won't be in business. But if you like it, you can copy it. If you don't like it, don't copy it. I'm not saying it has to be done that way, otherwise it's wrong. There's millions of ways to do stuff. Just as long as when you're finished, you're happy and you can guarantee it, and that job's going to last for a lifetime. Don't really matter how you do it. It's the end result and the end finish and the quality of the finish. It has to be bang on. And if it's bang on, you will always get work. It's a no-brainer. I got this top out with my circular, and then I just use my jigsaw for that corner. So firstly, you get it like that, on your inner line, 10mm. Then what I do, because I'm through, beautiful, I know that's going to cut that unit off. And you can't wear the mask for this. Well, you could, but you can't see out your glasses, so you either have to have mask or glasses, or get a back on it, but it's just a pain. So you're better off just getting it in and doing it. So while I've pulled this top out, just to get back of that, so I don't cut all them units off, took opportunity just to do this worktop. Now you should be able to have it nice, flush, nice and smooth. What you should be able to do is run your finger along it like that. And if there's no blood on it, that means it's bang on. If there's blood on it, that means you haven't shaved it off enough. Why I always test it with my finger? Because what happens if a little lad comes running along here and he grabs it and rubs his hand down it? If you leave it sharp, it's like a razor. Do you know what I mean? Like a razor blade. Imagine what it'd do to his hand. So you don't want that on your conscience, do you? So if you're not confident enough to rub your own hand along it, why would you leave it? Do you know what I mean? So that's why I do that. That's the only way you can test it. Unless you get your mate's hand and rub your mate's hand on it, and if he bleeds, then you know it needs filing down a bit more. But it wants to be bang on like that. Then that top's just going to lift out. All I need to do is slide this back down. I don't need to worry about this mitre. You know why I don't need to worry about it? Because I evoed it. Look at that, beautiful. I evoed it. You'll never get that mitre off. These tops would have to come out before that mitre had moved. That's why I evoed it. Seals it, sticks it, job's a good one. All I do is I'll keep my masking tape on there until we finish, and then I'll take it off and it'll just keep joint clean. So for this now, I'm going to keep my masking tape on my cut. That's what I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to test the sink. I'll just turn the camera. Turn my jigsaw off. This should pop out like that. I always cut the four corners off on an angle. Just helps it lift out. Just lifts out easy. Give it that way like that. Then test my sink. Now this I'm not going to drop in. All I'm doing is putting it really, really gently. But as you can see, I can see off my worktop now I've cut it. That angle of that unit, it's just on that unit there slightly 5mm. So because there's no bracket here, I'm going to put a piece underneath there to support that. I'm going to put a load of brackets underneath here to support this over the dishwasher. You can't put it behind the dishwasher, otherwise you won't fit the dishwasher in. So like I said, see these two beads? You've got to make sure that there's enough gap there. Enough gap there. That's beautiful. So now I know that's going to fit. I'll get my PVA out and I'll PVA it. And then I'll silicone that sink in there like a dream. So all I do is I get my brush, I get plenty on. Get plenty on. Do you know what I mean? Lap it on. You want it nice, soaking in, all the way around. My phone's always ringing, but people think that I have time to talk on phone. I don't have time to talk on phone because I'm always on YouTube or TikTok. How do I have time to talk? I can't talk, I have to talk doing this. So I get plenty of glue on. Make sure it's all sealed like that properly. Then we can start taking the masking tape off. And all that glue, it'll just be in the right place. Like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly. See how lovely that is. Beautiful. Beautiful. Plenty of glue on. And then when that dries, we'll let that dry, and then before I go on tonight, I'm going to silicone the sink and then I'm going to drop it in. But how I've supported this underneath here, I put a batten across there, that's in line with that for my dishwasher. That top's solid. I've supported that there, screwed it in through this side, metal bracket on brack so it can't drop. And then in here, we'll wipe that off. I've glued it with my PU 700 and just pinned it. That's to stop that from dropping down. When I've been back to jobs, people haven't sealed the top and it's rotted and they're falling through. You always have to make sure you seal it and then just wipe all the glue off before it dries, and you can't go wrong. If you do it this way, you will never have a problem, I guarantee it. And then just take your masking tape off, wipe all that glue off, make it neat. Job's a good one. That's it then. So my electrician's just come. He had naught to do with moving that mains board at all. Someone else did that. But they knew that the kitchen was going in. They should know how the size it is. He's put it in the most awkward place you could ever imagine. And then they expect the fitter to do a miracle. Well, we can't do miracles. What you should do is place the fitting and fixtures where you can actually maintain them and work on them in the first place. What you need to do is think. Very simple. Think. And that would not happen. Because now, the first words my electrician says to me is, "Oh my God, that's going to be hard." It is going to be hard. But if the first electrician would have thought about it, would have thought, how am I going to maintain this when this kitchen's in? Because everybody knew the kitchen was going in. They want to put it there. That's enough. Kitchen can't just miraculously disappear and go somewhere else. It can't just fly off. That's where it has to go, this kitchen, and that's where it's gone. So, anyone to blame? Electrician.